Here's an example where we give you a domain and a range, and we want you to graph this set of ordered pairs. So in this first piece, f of -1, this represents the domain, so you're evaluating f of -1, and what you get out is the range. So this is your first set of ordered pairs, is -1, -10. Then the second ordered pair is f of -5, so that's your domain. And then your range, what you get out, is 0. So that's your second ordered pair, -5, 0. So let's come over and graph these ordered pairs. So this first ordered pair is -1, -10. The second ordered pair is -5, -5, 0. And this is a linear function, so we can go ahead and create that line from those two ordered pairs, looking like that. The second thing it asks us to do is not after we go and graph it, but to go ahead and find the slope and the equation of that line. So we're going to use the formula, and we're going to plug in x sub 1 and y sub 1, and x sub 2 and y sub 2. So I'm going to call this x1, y1, and this x2, y2. And we're going to substitute it into this formula. So the numerator is your change in y. So 0 minus -10 over the change in x, so -5 minus -1. Now we're going to simplify that fraction. So remember, a negative and a negative turns to a positive, and then same thing down in the denominator. So now the numerator, 0 plus 10 is 10 over -5 plus 1 is -4. So as a fraction, we can reduce it to -5/2 or -2.5. You can leave it as a fraction or as a decimal. So there's your slope. Now I'm going to just choose one of the ordered pairs. I'm just going to choose the first ordered pair, -1, -10. And now I'm going to find the equation. So my ordered pair, -1, -10, is my point, and my slope that I found up just previously was -5/2. And we're going to use method 2, where we use the slope-intercept form. We want to solve for b. So I'm going to plug the point in. So -10 and x, which is -1. Plug in your slope for m, which is -5/2. And then we're going to solve this equation for b. And remember, what b represents is the y-intercept. So let's go ahead and multiply this fraction. -5/2 times -1 is a +5/2. Then we have a -10 still left on the left, and then plus b. Now we need to isolate that b on the right side, so we're going to subtract 5/2 from both sides. So -10 minus 5/2 equals our y-intercept of b. Now I'm going to just change that -10 to -20 over 2, because -20 divided by 2 is -10, and then we still have that -5/2. -20 minus 5 is -25, and then over 2. So there is your y-intercept. Now we can write the equation in slope-intercept form. enter your slope as negative 5 halves, and your y-intercept as negative 25 halves. So negative 5 halves for M, and negative 25 halves for B.